right? Which is not that crazy, right? You have Luka. You're also like, do you want his run to be like in Luka's quote-unquote prime? His last run in your prime.
What is the balance right now? Yeah. What is the balance right now of obviously the situation with Luka, yet to your point of LeBron here at this stage of his career?
My opinion, I don't think it works. I just don't think it works.
What do you mean it doesn't work?
Wait. This, okay. There's levels to this.
Totally. Yeah.
There's levels to this. Is there a scenario where they could build a team around Luka in the short term, right? And then there's LeBron, and at the 50-something million, let's say his numbers drop down and he gives you 23, 7, and 7. Like, there's not a lot of players out there that can do that. Is it still the exact same level that he once was? No. But like players like him still don't grow on trees. So if this is his last year, let him play out his last year. With all due respect, Luka and the Lakers aren't necessarily going anywhere. It's not like they're one player away. So when I look at this, I'm like, why not play your last year there? And then Bron, you are a free agent if you so choose.
At 43 years old.
Yeah, same with Tom Brady. Played till he was 45. And we look at the age, but look at the production and the numbers. He's still playing games. He's still productive. He went to the playoffs. Their team went against a better team, and that was kind of the end of the story.
I agree with that, but I don't agree with that.
Okay, I'm listening.
My thing is, I would rather have a good team. I'm going to just basically say this for the Cavs. If the Cavs can insert Braun at that 3 position, right? You have Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, you have Braun. But he would need a buyout, obviously. Then you have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. That is a vastly different team with him as a facilitator for your 2 scoring guys.
That's a different story. That's a different.
No, so for me, I'm saying the Lakers situation is, yes, they're not 1 piece, they're not 3 pieces away from being a chip in a tougher West Coast conference. Right. So, the Western Conference, yeah.
What's the balance of, as Shams was talking about, I had to pull up this quote because I saw it earlier today. One side talking about competing for the future, but that also being competing for a championship, and then LeBron's winning a championship.
I just don't think the way the apron is set up, with LeBron making $50 million in today's age, you can compete on the Lakers with that roster against OKC, Minnesota, Houston. I just don't think so. I just don't think so. Oh, God.
Where are you going?
Richard, he has worse ADD than I do. And people are like Shannon.
How did he even see? Look at this little youngster that was just here a second ago.
Oh.
Robert Peck. Holy shit.
This guy.
This is actually why we shouldn't come to the concourse.
Right.
Okay, I'm back. My ADD is kicked back in. Okay, so this is my thing. If you're talking about a buyout with the Lakers, that's a different story.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. If the Lakers want to give LeBron his $50 million and tell him to go away, yeah, I think Cleveland would be the best place for him. Especially if you're talking about a goodbye tour championship. Now understand this. Remember this, fans. Miami hasn't won a championship. They've been to a couple finals. They haven't won a championship since LeBron left. The Bulls have never been to a finals since LeBron left. Cleveland has never been out of the second round. Cleveland has never been to a conference finals without LeBron. And I say that to say it's not just LeBron, but Michael Jordan. There's players that once you move on from them, the shit ain't as easy as these guys made it look. So when you're saying, hey, we're going to move on from them, okay, that's fine. But understand that, it can be more difficult to just say, hey, we're just going to move on and we're going to rebuild. If you've got LeBron, the goal is to make everything you can work around him within reason for what you're doing currently and in the future.
So you're saying it would be a mistake to move on from the LeBron era right now?
Well, because I don't think that there's anything that you're going to do with your team. If you buy LeBron out, you're not getting any assets in return. You're not doing LeBron James. You don't get any assets.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got
no. But what I'm saying is, you're not, because of his salary, no one is going to take that on this year in a championship caliber.
No.
So you have to let him go. Say, hey, if this is your last year, which it probably most likely is, we need to start the Luka era. Luka's 26. We need to start this at some point. Bron doesn't look like he's slowing down until he chooses. So for me, if I'm a new owner, and that other report came out like they told Luka, I want him to have a relationship with my 26-year-old, not my 42-year-old, regardless of who he is.
See, what
regardless. And here's the honest truth. Bron and Luka and 4 other people are not going to win a chip in the West.
I like him
just
in
don't.
Cleveland. If we're talking about
Cleveland.
buyout, and
Stop playing into the rumors.
No,
Stop playing into the rumors.
I'm gonna play into the
This is what I
rumor.
would say.
The Cleveland rumor?
No, I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
How does that
listen,
not work?
I'm not buying. First of all,
If you have nothing but shooters on that team, and he could be a facilitator,
First of
stop.
all, if I'm not buying into anything,
Right.
but if they can bring LeBron in and LeBron were to hypothetically get bought out, if you were to look at what's the best place that makes the most sense that would be competitive and be high level, look, Cleveland's
What
done.
a fucking
Yeah.
storyline.
You guys
What?
have won at the highest level with him. You obviously understand the positives to playing alongside of him. Are there cons? Right
Hell
now?
yeah, there's cons. You want to know what the con is? Is there a camera here? What's camera in my living? Here are the cons. Playing with LeBron sucks because you're trying to win a championship. He's one of the most competitive human beings in the history of American sports and sports in general. Does it suck when you're showing up and he's already been practicing for 4 hours and you're like, oh shit, when he's watching film and you mess up a play and he's just like, motherfucker, what are you doing? And it's like, yeah, those are the cons, but there were cons for playing with Jordan. There were cons for playing with Kobe. There were cons for playing with players that were so great that they demanded excellence. There was cons for playing for Pat Riley or Popovich or Spoelstra. There's always cons when you're trying to win at the highest level.
I think there's really no cons if you know yourself. Because Bron was like Shannon, and I go, I can't move. Like, what have you not? You've seen film. I can't get that.
No.
Shannon, go get that ball. How? Do you want me to? It's too late, Bron. I am who I am. I'm not getting that rebound. I'm here so you don't get double teamed. Lower the expectations, big dog.
They were low.
Dude, I've seen players. Oh, they were very low. Until we won a chip. Richard didn't win, so I was there.
So you hit those 8 threes in Atlanta.
Swish.
It was 8.
It was, yeah. It might have been.
27?
That was like 3 or 4.
We just went
No,
to his
I
house
think
and
it
read
was
the whole
6.
article. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was 6. Here's the cons. Certain guys play for, and here's the reality. Certain guys play for minutes. Certain guys play to be all-stars. Certain guys play to be in the Hall of Fame. LeBron James plays basketball to win championships and to be the greatest player ever. So, like, putting that in perspective is like, oh, you're trying to make it to the top of the hill? This motherfucker's trying to go to Mars.
Yes.
Okay, so, like, that is
Mars.
the difference of, like, how he approaches the game. So, for this team, I think they are
Time NBA champion Udonis Haslem. UD is in the house. Can't get enough action out there in Vegas because he's still out there in the 111-degree heat. And I'm George Sedano in for Malika Andrews. So let's get right to it. LeBron James was in attendance for the Lakers Summer League game against the Pelicans to watch Bronny and company get their first win in Las Vegas. This, of course, in the midst of all the chatter surrounding where LeBron will play this season and perhaps beyond after his agent Rich Paul made an interestingly worded statement to our Sham Charania in late June. Quote, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, and he values a realistic chance at winning it all. We're very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob, and consider the Lakers a critical part of his career. Plenty have read into the past tense verbiage used by the Clutch Sports CEO, and on a recent appearance on SiriusXM Radio, he discussed the situation further.
It's not for us to rebuttal or to to try to give clarity on what's said, what's not said. That's not the focus. The focus is, hey man, enjoy your summer. There's never been an expectation on anyone like it's been on him. But my thing is just continue to find your joy. You know, you can't go out here and try to prove everyone wrong or, you know, align with or wanting to make sure that everyone is right. The critique is going to be the critique. And this is for all players, by the way. You know, I think everyone's journey is a lot different. The success of some and the failures or the so-called failures of others, it depends on what lens you're looking at.
All right, Udonis, I know finding your joy were words that may still sting a little bit for Miami and whatnot following the whole Jimmy Butler drama this past season. But listen, this is LeBron James we're talking about. So what do you think he should be prioritizing, UD?
George, that was a low blow. I just want to let you know first and foremost. The last time I heard a player talk about finding their joy, it did not end well for myself and my organization. But what I will say about LeBron James is two things can be true. LeBron can be looking for an opportunity to put himself in a winning situation, and the Lakers can be looking for an opportunity to put themselves in a winning situation the next 4 or 5 years. I think they both have the same goals, but just not the same timeline. And for LeBron James, we don't know how much time he has, and rightfully so. You should want to put yourself in a position where you can win a championship and land a plane. That is not in LA. I don't give a damn who they bring to LA. That is not a championship roster right now with the LA Lakers. If LeBron James wants to put himself in a championship situation, then there has to be another opportunity out there that he needs to look for. I do know a place where he is welcome, and he will always be welcome, just to put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
The keys under the mat?
But George, you asked, what should LeBron be prioritizing? He's already told us what he's prioritizing. And it's not, he didn't tell us with the statement, he told us with the decision to opt into the last year of his contract. He's prioritizing the finances, prioritizing the $52.6 million. Who could blame him for that?
Nobody gonna be mad at you.
But my point is this, you prioritize finances over flexibility. If he wanted the option of choosing whatever team, of putting himself in the best position to compete for a championship this year, he could have taken that. It would have cost him a lot of money. But at this point, hey, enjoy your summer, and we'll see you for Lakers training camp because you opted in to be on the Los Angeles Lakers roster.
I'm gonna go glass half full. UD's gonna yell at me for it.
Uh-oh. Get ready, UD.
Look, they were 20-12 after the Luka trade. Like, without a training camp, you got a lob threat in Ayton, and Ayton knows the lights are on. I know George is looking at me talking about Ayton. Ayton, I believe in my boy from the Bahamas. I think he's gonna have the best season of his career.
He better.
And then here's the thing. I think patience is best for LeBron now. But if by the trade deadline, Rob Pelinka doesn't put a championship, like I think he needs more time. We've seen trades get made at the beginning of training camp. But if it doesn't look right at the trade deadline, I think it's a little easier to trade him, even with that money at the halfway point. Be patient, wait, and see what happens.
Go ahead, UD.
I mean, this is a guy who's seen everything but the win. You're not going to run the banana in the tailpipe on LeBron James. When he walks in that locker room, he knows that that is a championship roster. He knows if he has a chance of realistically winning a championship. When you look at what Houston has done, when you look at Minnesota getting another year better, when you look at what they've done in Oklahoma City, bringing their core back and extending those guys, they do not have a chance in hell on winning a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers this particular season. So if LeBron James wants that opportunity, he has to put himself in that situation moving forward, and that is not going to be with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's just my opinion, hands down.
Yeah, listen, I would agree with you, UD. I'm here in LA. I'm here every day. I think at best you can make the case they're like the 5th or 6th best team in the Western Conference on paper at the moment. But yeah, I don't know if I see a championship roster, especially once you get past the first couple of players in their rotation. But listen, our reporter Dave McMiniman covers the Lakers all the time as well here for our company here at ESPN. He had some boots on the ground reporting in Vegas after talking to both the Lakers and LeBron's camp. Let's take a listen.
The question on everybody's mind is, where will LeBron be playing next season? Some have posited that the true cause of the situation was the Lakers not offering LeBron a contract beyond next season, but Rich Paul told me that they never asked for one. Paul also made it clear to me that LeBron has not asked for a trade, and Paul hasn't even discussed the possibility like to join the broadcast to discuss everything, and he told me, quote, "I ain't got nothing to talk about."
Okay, listen, stars turn down interviews all the time, but I mean, there's kind of something to talk about, at least a little bit here. All right, look, let's get in our front office insider, Bobby Marks, who joins us now from Vegas as well. All right, 4 teams have allegedly reached out in interest about trading for LeBron James. Bobby, who could realistically get a deal done, though?
Well, that's the biggest question, George, is like, what does LeBron James want? And here's a player, one of 2, that has a no-trade clause in his contract. His contract's at $53 million. Certainly when you look at teams like Golden State, that would, of course, probably make the most sense. When you're trying to swap Jimmy Butler out for LeBron James, that trade actually works when you look at it from a perspective. The question would be, of course, would the Lakers want an extra year of Jimmy Butler? Remember, this is a team that's prioritizing cap space post LeBron James. I think the second team, of course, is the New York Knicks. Of course, when you look at a player like Karl Anthony Towns, that trade matches. They have players like OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. It does become a little bit complicated because of the finances. And of course, the Los Angeles Clippers right across the way. But as we've said, it would cost you something to trade. Player like Kawhi Leonard, perhaps. So that's the biggest question there. I think unrealistic teams are potentially Cleveland. Cleveland will certainly be mentioned a lot if LeBron James ever became available. Because of their finances in the second apron, it is unrealistic that the Cleveland Cavaliers could potentially trade for LeBron James. I do think, realistically, if he became a free agent, now that opens up the door for a lot of teams to go out and sign him there, because I keep on going back to that statement. He wants to compete for a championship. And in any trade, as you guys know, it's going to take 2 or 3 players from that team to potentially trade away that he would be walking into.
All right, so let's bring back the full panel here. UD, where do you think is the best place for LeBron at this stage of his career?
Come on now, George. Don't do me like that.